Hey friends, welcome to CEO Check-In. It is Wednesday again. It is 1 week away from Thanksgiving. I don't know how that snuck up on us, but it's going to be Thanksgiving in a week. I was just ordering turkeys, both for my Friendsgiving, which I'm going to do in the park on blankets this weekend for safe social distancing, and then with family next week. Probably like you, trying to figure out how to have Thanksgiving when you're not really allowed to gather. We're going to go see my mother outside and then come back and eat here with her zoomed in. So that's how we're doing it. I know you're probably getting creative too, trying to figure out how to see your family this holiday season. Hi, Rabia. Hi, TSN 218. Hey, Nicole. Because of the resurgence that I know we're all dealing with right now, I just had to cancel my trip to Dallas. Texas has many, many cases. And I was supposed to go to a conference for CEOs. It was actually a masterclass, December 7th to 10th with Vern Harnish, who's on our board from Scaling Up. I was so excited to learn from him and meet CEOs from all over the country. It was going to be done in a safe social distancing kind of way, but now it's all gone virtual. Just canceled the ticket, canceled the hotel. So if you're having some experiences like that right now, I feel you. This is a time of year many of us are usually traveling and planning vacations and whatnot. So certainly this year we have to find other ways to stay focused, joyful, engaged. And so I've tried to be really proactive about just putting things on the calendar to look forward to. And I hope you're doing the same. I do have another trip booked that I hope won't get canceled end of December with my boys. So we'll see about that. Hey, Kathleen. Hi, Kendra Such Realtor, the Say Life Coach. Thanks for joining us today. So I'm going to do my little Go Big tip, and then we'll do some live coaching. I'd love to hear what you need help with today. Any question is a good one here on CEO Check-In. I coach women across the country in helping them scale up their businesses. And on CEO Check-In, you have a chance to get some coaching for free. So if you're not sure what to get coached on, maybe just ask yourself, what was I lying in bed last night worrying about? And that is probably what you want some coaching on today. So first, my Go Big tip. My Go Big tip for today is to channel your inner humble hero. Because as a CEO, you need to have the same qualities that the superheroes you grew up watching have. So think about Wonder Woman, Clark Kent, Spider-Man. What they all have in common is that they are humble heroes, meaning they do these Herculean, amazing acts of saving lives and stopping despotic leaders from destroying the world. But they also have a day persona of someone who is somewhat awkward, a little bit sometimes on the outs of society, very humble, very kind, very compassionate. And we really have to hold both of these as CEOs. Of course, there are days you have to step up and be a superhero and fix everything. I was just listening to the founder of Harry's Razors, which has raised almost $400 million. I cannot believe that. Very successful company. And he was talking about how one weekend he had to get in his car and drive across the country to the factory that was producing the razors because they hadn't gotten them the design on time. And he had to go convince them to, get workers to hand paint some design on a product that was going out. That is not glamorous. That is not fun, right? But that is something you have to do as a CEO sometimes. And you also sometimes have to just really hold space for your employees, for partners, for people who need extra support from you. So holding both these things of being that humble day person, and I'm forgetting the name of Wonder Woman's day person. I think it was Diana, right? That's what it was. I'm remembering from that fantastic movie that came out a couple of years, the Wonder Woman movie. And then sometimes you have to, get your bracelets out and fend off the superhero and jump on a shield and go fight off the Nazis as she was doing in that movie, the Wonder Woman recent movie. I hope you saw it. And if you didn't, that's definitely something to rent and look forward to during the pandemic. So anyway, that's my tip for today, is to channel your inner humble hero. And with that, I want to see who needs some live coaching today. So let's see. I'm going to just pick somebody here. Hello, OMSG Yundak. I don't know some of you, but some of you I know quite well. Let me see who is ready to go live today. It's Alyssa. Fantastic. Alyssa, do you want to go live from Alyssa is a member of Million Dollar Women Masterclass. We have our largest cohort ever right now. We're so proud that we're able to help women across the country who are trying to figure out how to get from 100 or 200,000 to 800, 900,000. Hi, Alyssa.
Hi.
How's it going today?
It's going well. I was just in the parking lot, so perfect timing.
Oh, good. Well, thanks for finding a spot where we could talk.
Yes.
So what was keeping you up last night? Did that help as a frame for what to get coached on?
Yes, no, great question. Um, okay, so I'm in this phase where I am working more on delegating, and actually something I've been going over with my accountability partner, which I'm excited about, is writing my values. And so just kind of getting like this handbook that really just talks about what we're all about, as I get ready to share some of these duties with other people who work, who I'm going to be bringing on. So, wanting to make sure my affirmation is that my business runs smoothly. So, any words of encouragement that you have, and really just trying to, this lighting is really horrible. Sorry about that.
No, you look great. But maybe introduce yourself so everyone can get to know you a
Sure.
little bit, Alyssa. That would be great. And you're a member of Million Dollar Women Masterclass. We'd love to
Yes.
hear more about your business.
Yes. So, hey, everybody. My name's Alyssa. I'm the Say Life Coach, and my practice is all about encouraging people and building each other up in a positive way. And so, what I do is I train coaches. I also do one-to-one coaching, mindset coaching for entrepreneurs, just really helping them to be that, to be that amazing person in life, business, and otherwise.
Fantastic. And so when you look at writing up your values and getting ready to delegate, what do you think is the biggest challenge? How can I be helpful?
Um, I think, just like because I've been doing it this way for so long, just any type of advice, moving forward, as I get ready to kind of share some of these things with others. And I know you shared, trust and verify. And so, yeah, just to kind of, any type of encouragement related to that would be great.
My pleasure. Yes. And this is something that so many women entrepreneurs struggle with, which is how do you hand off? What do you hand off? When are you ready to hand off? And how can you trust other people with your baby, right? Because usually if you started a company, it's because you're really good at something and you have very high standards and you don't want to produce work that's not to that standard. So
Right.
that can keep you doing it all yourself for a long, long time. Is that kind of what happened with you, Alyssa?
Yes, and I have been, and I think kind of getting over that hurdle for me, like saying, okay, I can do it really well, but I know other people can too. Um, that was my big old brick wall that I had to push down.
Yes.
So
And, so often we make the mistake of thinking, well, I just have to find someone who's amazing. I have to find a rock star, right? And when I find this rock star and hire him or her, then I'll be ready to hand off, right? And so really the best way of looking at it is how can I create systems in my company that are so easy to follow that even if I hire someone who's, they don't have to be a rock star, right? They can just be good at their job. How about that, right? I mean, of course we want to hire smart, hardworking, devoted people who share our values, but that shouldn't be the bar that they have to be like so extraordinary. And so I think if you create these systems, or I know that if you create these systems where anybody can pick up, your SOP, for instance, right? We teach to make a standard operating procedure for every task so that, let's say, you can't do it one day, somebody else can pick it up, or you hire someone to do it, but then maybe they move and they can't do the job anymore. Someone else can take it over. And so that's probably the best way to retrain your
okay.
brain is to just start thinking about how can I become a systems maker, right? I think as
Mhm.
entrepreneurs, we start out as like, I'm a doer. I'm really good at doing this job. I do this better than anybody else. And we're really proud of that. And that's great. And that will get you to 100,000, maybe 200,000. But when you're trying to get to 1 million, it's not about being a great doer. It's about creating amazing systems so other people can do the great work.
Okay. Yeah, that's super helpful because I remember when I was kind of training the first person who was helping me, I was walking her through like the steps and I was like, "Oh yeah, you just do this. Oh yeah, and then I do that. Oh, and then I do this other thing, and then I'll do all these things. This is
Right?
really
We do these things
complicated."
intuitively, but we haven't written them up. And I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought that up because another best practice is so you write up how you think the task needs to be done, right?
Hmm.
Then you hand it off to the person and you say to them, when you do it the first time, I'd really like you to fix it and make it better and give it back to me. And then when they give it back to me, you can see what they added. And even better, you can have them teach someone else. And if that other person can do it, now you know that is a well-written, high-functioning SOP. Because the further it gets away from you, if the person can still do it, then that means it's really well written up. And you can put in screenshots, you can add in video, you can make it like very creative, just so that anybody could pick this task up and get it done.
I really like that. Thank you, Julia.
My pleasure. Well, we love having you in the class, and I think I might see you on live Q&A, although we do those without video, but I'm doing a live Q&A Friday, so feel free to pop on there too.
Yes.
Bye, Alyssa.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day. Thanks.
You
My
too.
pleasure. Happy delegating.
Thank you.
One of the things we teach in Million Dollar Women Masterclass is how to become a delegation ninja. That's a term that I made up when I wrote Million Dollar Women, because I realized that I was never going to be able to grow my company, my former company, Little Pim, to 1 million and beyond unless I got way better at delegating, which I was not good at all. I am a recovering perfectionist, and the idea of handing things over was like, no, I'd rather walk on nails. So I eventually embraced this idea of being a delegation ninja. And now I really love it, because the truth is it just means you can create more time to do your best work, right? To make partnerships, figure out new products and services, hire amazing people, make sure those people have what they need. If you can delegate, then you can do what I like to call your genius work. So that's something to think about if you're still on the delegation ninja journey. And if you have not read the book, you could check out what I mean. We actually give a free chapter of the book on my website. Chapter 7 is a free download. So I'm going to check in with a Million Dollar Women grad. We have Lori here. We have Rabia. Let's see. And Kathleen. Would one of you like to jump on and we can do some live coaching? Just send me the little link and I'll pull you in. And if not, we can just pull someone on who's new. Let's see. How about hang on, bringing on someone. All right, we're going to try Kendra. See if Kendra wants to go live and get a little coaching. Oh, Kendra's not available. Okay. I'm going to go back to this delegation point, though, because this is really a very important thing to master as you scale up your business. We work with women all over the country, and we've seen that this hesitancy to delegate, we'll call it, is really one of the key things that they need to get over and that keeps them small. Because if you look at any successful company, the CEO is really just doing 3 things. They are setting the strategy, they are hiring the best people, and they are keeping the money in the bank. Those are the 3 things that a CEO needs to do. And I'll just go over those again. If you graduated masterclass, you've heard me say this 1,000 times, but if you're new, what are the things you need to be focused on in your business? Setting the strategy, hiring the right people, and keeping the money in the bank. And all 3 of those are very time consuming. So if you don't learn to delegate, then you're going to get caught up in all these little tasks, the bookkeeping, the web link fixing, the creating of images. We all know there are an inexhaustible number of tasks to be done as the founder of a company. So the sooner you can get comfortable with the idea that your job is going to be about enabling other people to do great work, and that you're going to do less and less of that work as you grow the company, the easier it'll be to scale. And if that's something that feels challenging to you, set up a call with us. We still have, I think it's 1 spot left in our Million Dollar Women Masterclass, our fall cohort. It's our biggest cohort ever. We have amazing women in it. And if you're looking for some extra help, set up a call with us. We do still have our pandemic pricing going. We lowered our prices to make it more affordable because we know that many women need help and many women are struggling in their small businesses. And you can set up that call at scalewithjulia.com. That's just SCALEWITH, Julia.com. But let's see if somebody else wants to get a little live coaching like we did with Alyssa. Hi, Dr. Siva. Let's see if somebody else wants to come on. And, in terms of this delegating piece, there really are some best practices to that. It's not just about saying, hey, do this job instead of me. There's a right way to delegate where you actually feel confident and comfortable that it's going to get done. Alyssa mentioned one of the key things to making that happen, which is trust and verify. It's something I wrote about in Million Dollar Women. So trust the person to do the job. You can't hand off and then, hover over them. Not that we can hover over anyone anymore because everything's remote, but virtually hover over them, right? Email them every hour. Did you do it? Did you do it? But you do need to verify. You do need to have them send it to you. And a best practice is that if someone's doing a job they've never done before, have them send it to you before they're done. Because it's easier to catch something being done in a way that doesn't work for you when the job is half done than when the job is completely done. So for instance, if they're building a spreadsheet for you, have them just start to populate it. And then you can, look at it, make sure they got the right categories. And then at the end, yes, they've got it right. Okay, go finish this task. But don't wait till they're done to verify. That's a good best practice for delegating. Hey, Rabia, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
You too. It's been a while since we've done this, so
I
it's nice
know,
to see.
right? I feel like we used to go live every week.
I know it was the best.
I'm very happy to have you here. How's it going?
It's going well. I'm like, is it Friday? I have no clue what day it is
I
this
know,
week,
right? Well, if I'm
but
here, it must be Wednesday. That's the only way we know what day it is.
that's the only,
CEO check-in's always Wednesday.
that's
Why
a
don't you take a
good
minute to
motivation.
introduce yourself so everyone can get to know you?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Rabia Shaffi, and I'm a member of the Million Dollar Women community. I've done a few programs now with Julia, and my business focuses on coaching executives at all stages in their career. And I also do consulting work and leadership development work to help create better workplaces for employees. So I help leaders show up more powerfully for their roles and that they can lead effectively.
Yes, you do. And I know some of them and they adore you. You are, the best kept secret and not so secret anymore because you've been doing a lot of LinkedIn
Trying not
lives
to be.
of a lot of executives.
Thank you.
So
Thank
what
you.
can I be helpful with today? It's so good to have you here. It seems to be Coach's Day, right? Alyssa's a coach,
It's
you're a
Coach's
coach.
Day. Yeah, I do. Well, thanks, Julia. I do have a question. I feel like maybe I asked you this several months ago when it was relevant in a different way. But as you know, I have launched this Women of Color leadership coaching cohort, which I'm so passionate about and so excited about.
I know, it's
It's a
fantastic.
Thank you. And it's a new offering, but I've been doing this type of coaching for a while. So this is the first time I'm memorializing it into an actual program. So with that in mind and the energy around that, I also am very passionate about coaching in other capacities. So not just for women of color. And I think one of the questions I'm kind of grappling with is I don't want to pigeonhole myself necessarily because the women of color coaching is something I'm really excited about and I'm putting energy into. But at the same time, I still have offerings for those other kind of services that I've mentioned around org culture change, leadership development, and coaching for any leader. So I'm trying to figure out how to go about and navigate the promotion of a new offering, but not having people who are just learning about me think that that's all I do.
Oh, that's a great question. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who are starting up new products and services just like you are, because with COVID, right, people have
Yeah.
different needs. Maybe some things you used to do don't work anymore. I was on the phone with someone yesterday who was saying, oh, yeah, our whole business was live events, right? So that's over.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot
Yeah.
of people have that same question you have of like, how can you promote this new direction or new service or product, but not have it kind of cannibalize, right, your
Exactly.
main work that
Yeah.
you do. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I do think that people understand that you can be known for one thing and also have another program or vertical that you're developing. So I think
Yeah.
it's about balancing out your messaging on social media and on your website. Look, our
Hmm.
websites are our calling cards at this point, right? We're not meeting people in person anymore. Everyone's just
Yeah.
discovering us on the internet. So I think the first most important thing is that on your website, it's really clear who your customer is. And if that's an
Mm-hmm.
executive, right, then to just really message that. And then you can have
Yeah.
a part of the site that says like, are you a woman of color seeking to ramp up your career, right? Or something that kind of draws in that new customer segment that you're now creating this program for.
Yeah.
But she's still part of your overarching segment, right, of
Yeah. Absolutely.
executives. I mean, these are all leaders in the workplace.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Yeah.
it's a big departure. I mean, are you also questioning about like your social media and how much to to devote of that to the new program?
A little bit, yes, and your point is well taken for the website to make it a piece of the larger puzzle, because yes, the target audience has consistently been the same, because that's my sweet spot in terms of working with people on what I'm passionate about, and it does translate over to social media as well, because I don't hang out on my website too much in terms of updating, because that's not usually where people are going, at least for now, but I need to pay more attention to it. But in terms of LinkedIn and Instagram primarily, which is where I do most of my updates, that would be another kind of thing that's been on my mind.
Yes, although you'd be surprised, people do find you on social media and then go look up your website. It does happen quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
So we have to be careful. That and LinkedIn, I think, are the two things we all have to
Yeah.
have really dialed in right now, is our website
Yeah.
and LinkedIn, because those are the two places that people are going the most. The
Yes.
other thing you could do is just develop two different marketing funnels, right? You could have like $1 Million Women, we have our broadcast list, which is like 20,000 women on our email list. And when we send out an email, that goes to 20,000 people. But let's say we only want to send an email to people who've expressed interest in $1 Million Women Masterclass, right? That's like a subcategory. So you could start to create marketing funnels in your CRM where you just have women signed up for a certain kind of email and start, really building that relationship with them via email, but perhaps not turn off, all your, let's say, male clients who are never going to sign up for this Women of Color group coaching program. Is that something you've considered?
Totally. That's a helpful idea of kind of segmenting, because I'm just now really ramping up an email list for the first time since working with you and this community, because it hasn't been something. So no, it's helpful to segment that, because I was like, I love the guys too. I don't want to I don't want to make them feel isolated.
Turn them away.
I don't want to turn them away. Yeah,
But
totally.
again, back to my original comment, I think people do understand that, you can serve more than one audience, and that just because you have a Women of Color program doesn't mean you can't still be an amazing coach to, male leaders who've been working with you for years. Plus, you are a woman, right? So they probably get that, like, oh, she could have something special to say to these women that she wouldn't have to say to me, but that doesn't take anything away from the amazing work that I could do with her. And I also think it's about getting ahead of the story, right? If you're concerned that people are going to look and be like, oh, wait, I thought she was for us, but she's not. If that's the concern, then you just get ahead of the story, right? And you frame it up and you say, like, maybe you do a post of like, I love working with leaders. That's what I'm all about. And I've launched this new program, right? Where you just acknowledge that it's a part of the whole and not replacing what you were doing before. Does that make sense?
No, that's helpful. That's actually really helpful. It's like, okay, well, why don't I just come out and say it and kind of control the narrative, right? Because it is before. I think that's really helpful.
Well, and your videos are so personal and they're so well done. Like, I think you would do that beautifully. And people love that, and they're craving that right now, right? Nobody wants the like formal, I am the guru from on top of the mountain, right? There are no gurus. Like, the guru is in quarantine, right? With these kids running around, and he had to cancel his Thanksgiving, and no one wants to hear that right now. So I think what people do, they want to create. They want to hear just like a regular person. This is my coaching practice. I love working with you, and I'm feeling called to do this other thing, and let me tell you why. And by the way, some of the men might want to work with you more then too, because they'll understand a little better what your passions are or what you want to do in the world. Maybe they'll send you some clients. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, that's awesome. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. That's really helpful.
My pleasure. Always good to see you, and enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family. You're going to get to go down this weekend, right, and see some family?
I'm going down on Friday, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope everything is just safe and okay.
I hope so too. Enjoy seeing the baby. Have a great time, and I look forward to hearing about it. Bye, Rabia.
Thank you. I'll miss you this weekend.
Always good to see you.
Thanks so much.
My pleasure. Bye-bye. All right, good. Well, I'm sure that resonated with some of you, because it's true that a lot of us, actually $1 Million Women included, have started creating new products and services when COVID came around. Because look, a lot of the things our customers were buying from us, we either can't deliver anymore or they don't want anymore. And I know many of us have had to do a lot of reinvention. I can share here at $1 Million Women, we use the quarantine time. We did keep working the whole time because our programs are online, so we didn't ever stop. But because small businesses were so deeply affected, we did have a few weeks there where it just got quiet because we were delivering our services, but we didn't have a lot of new inquiries coming in. I think everyone was just in kind of panic and freeze mode. So during that time, we took a look at our business model and decided that we wanted to train more women to coach in the $1 Million Women style. And we launched a coach certification program that we did our first class in August, and we're launching another class in December coming right up. And I never would have thought of that, I don't think, if it hadn't been for the lockdown and having to kind of get creative about how else can we continue to, work on our mission, which is to help 1 million women get to 1 million in revenues. So we're so excited. We're going to be training 100 coaches in the $1 Million Women method, helping them learn how to sell better, how to scale up their businesses, and create passive income. So if that's something that might be of interest to you, please reach out to us. You can book a call at scalewithjulia.com. We'll also be running some ads around that, so you might see that on Facebook or Instagram. And if you're in one of our programs currently, I look forward to seeing you in our private live Q&A on Friday. And thank you for being part of the $1 Million Women community. Don't forget to channel your inner humble hero. And I will see you next week. Have a great afternoon. Bye. Bye, Mary. Bye, Mary. Bye, Michelle. Bye, Ayam. Bye, Lytel. Bye, Kathleen. Bye, Alyssa, Patty, Rabia, Dr. Silva, Lori, Michelle. All right.